here, baby. Come here. Morning. Welcome to the Prepper 21 channel. I'm here with Bronson. It's a nice sunny day, so I thought I'd just capture things as how they are and how they appear early in the morning. Just come outside to warm up a little bit, actually. Warm up for exercise and warm up by moving around out here. It's actually going to be a nice warm day today. And a couple weeks ago I put out some videos about pruning and making sure that, you know, the growth of the trees and the bushes that produce fruit around here don't exceed my capability or our capability to keep up with them and to make sure we keep them healthy too. But I also want to make sure that I'm clear when I put these things out that not everything is easy, everything is a chore. And the idea is over time to make the chores less and less intensive. So, chore like this, I don't mind. This is actually kind of fun to do. You tell one of the branches off the goomy berry how long this is. Almost probably taller than me, right? So it's about 6 feet that I cut right there. I brag about growing goomy berry, but I also want to be careful to point out, you know, they start out as these pointy, tiny stems, I guess, which is to protect them as they grow into better branches like that. Okay, so down here they're dangerous. You got to be careful. The other day when I was doing this, you know, I was cutting up higher level, and you just want to make sure when you're doing this, you got to have the right tools, the right equipment. You know, I would never get on a ladder to try to trim something like this, a nice extension cutter like that. And, you know, I'm not going to brag about clippers because I've never had a good pair that's ever lasted more than a couple seasons. So these are just clippers, I'll call them. We'll see if they last 2 seasons or not. Anyway, the other thing I would make sure I had too is a hard hat. Especially when I'm doing other trees and branches around here that aren't the fruit trees, but just things that need to be trimmed and out of the way. You know, I never hesitate to put on a hard hat. Don't care what I look like with it on. And today, again, I'm out here just to warm up briefly. Normally, you have a better pair of boots on. But for the intents and purposes of capturing things today, my buddy over there looks so good in the sunshine. Come. Come. We just wanted to stay out here an extra minute. Yeah, I'm not going to make him come down. He's old. I don't know if he wants to or not. There you go, one step at a time. This is just how we do things around here. One step at a time, one chore at a time. So even though I started this chore a couple weeks ago, it's still not done to the way that it needs to be, and the weather's warming up faster and faster, and we're staying outside more and more, which means that these things are ready to bud. So maybe I'm late, maybe I'm not. Do the best you can, and the thing is, just don't let it go by the wayside too. So even though you can see videos here about how great it is to, you know, grow food or whatever, you know, it's all work. But if you do it right, it becomes less and less over time. You see those buds there getting ready to grow out a little bit. Yep. Spring's creeping up really quick. It's going to be here before you know it. And let's see here. We are March 9, 2021, so not much further till spring officially kicks in. So this extension cutter, I've had it for years. A really great tool to have handy. Normally got a saw on the other end, but I never really found that saw useful. You know, it's hard to get any sense of leverage with that. So coming up here, I don't want to extend myself too much. You know, you just cut these like that. Over here we have an Asian pear. Okay, just started producing this year. So want to keep it within reasonable height so that we can get fruit out of it. Now, as these grow taller and taller, I don't fret because at first I did. How am I going to harvest fruit that's gotten higher than I wanted it to? I learned this year with the peaches, just a regular broom. If you're careful, you have a bucket or a couple of boxes placed in the right location underneath, and you can reach up with the broom and get your extra fruit before the squirrels do. So there you have it. You know, tip of the day, as you get ready for this season, make sure we clean up from last season, okay? That's number one. And number two, you know, you reap what you sow. And if you do it right, you know, the work gets less and less over time. So let's see what you think of that. Share your comments, like, subscribe, and come back for more. And if you got other ways of doing this, better ways, share, especially when it comes to tools. I learned a long time ago, you know, don't do things unless you've got the proper tools, proper equipment. And, you know, here it doesn't take much, not much outside of a shovel, an axe, let's see here, pickaxe, a level A-frame, pair of good cutters like this, you know, one by one, chore by chore, get it done. All right, it's Prepper 21 here. Get prepared.